welcome back. Right now I'm joined on set with Rob Mack, life coach.
Yes.
What is that? So I was trying to get to the bottom of this life coach thing.
Yeah.
It sounds like I need one. What do you do?
A life coach, in the same way that a personal trainer brings out the best in your body, a life coach brings out the best in your personal professional life. So whether it be relationships or careers or finances, or if you have emotional sort of challenges that you're working through, I help you sort of turn your life around.
Interesting. Okay, so how is it different than a psychologist, which you have a degree in?
Right, yeah. I have a master's of positive psychology. I have an applied positive psychology from University of Pennsylvania.
The science of happiness.
It's a science of happiness, absolutely.
I like this.
It's a science of what makes life worth living.
Okay.
And so the difference between a psychologist and a coach is that a coach, for the most part, is all about building on strengths and leveraging what's already working, whereas a psychologist, to a large extent, is all about fixing what's broken.
Okay.
So it's a spin on something that we've been doing for a while.
Whoever that PR person was that came up with that is amazing.
Marty Seligman, that's his name. Yeah, he's the father of positive psychology.
I love it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but it brings up a good point, because there is kind of a stigma to seeing a psychologist sometimes that there might not necessarily be with seeing a life coach. Do you see that firsthand?
That's absolutely it. I think there are a lot of folks that struggle with seeing a psychologist because they don't want to dig into childhood trauma. They don't want to deal with sort of family problems or whatnot, and you don't necessarily have to sort of make turn your life around. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so you coach a lot of people.
Yep.
Who can you say? There's a confidentiality thing that you can't say some, but tell me.
I've branded myself as a celebrity life coach because that's the clientele that I normally get. I get some musicians and actors, Vanessa Williams, Chris Williams, which is her brother. He's been in Dodgeball, and I've got an actor from Sex and the City that I've coached.
Okay.
I've got a couple of musicians.
Those girls from Sex and the City need life coaching.
Right. So I've got celebrity clientele, but I also have sort of everyday people, sort of like you and I, in the sense that everybody at the end of the day has the same basic objective, and they want to be happy.
Yeah.
And so that's what a life coach does.
How does it work exactly? When somebody comes to see you, what are like those first list of questions?
Right.
How awkward is it really?
Well, actually, interestingly enough, it's a very informal, casual conversation. It's always pro bono, so the first initial consultation is free, and then we go through an entire repertoire of psychological assessments, just to sort of get a baseline of where your happiness ratings are, and then from there we just sort of dig into more detail those areas of your life that need a little work.
Okay, so wait, give me an example. Like, what's a question you'd ask me? So I'm coming down, we're sitting in two chairs, This is your office. What do you say? Like, how does this work?
Well, I'd try to, I guess, first and foremost, identify your happiness.
Hi, Rob. Nice to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Yeah. Well, actually, there's a very funny psychology joke, and it usually goes, "You're fine, how am I?" Which is the idea that I am better at telling you how you are than you are, which is of course nonsense. But yeah, the idea is that initially I would say, well, why don't we help to identify some of your happiness islands? What are the things that you get the most joy and meaning out of in your life currently? And what you want to do is just maximize the amount of time that you spend on those activities.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were telling me a little bit before the show, you're shopping around a concept that's kind of based on this, a reality series with Vanessa Williams?
Yeah, well, yeah, she's co-producing a reality it's a documentary.
How do you phrase it?
Right, exactly. But it's based on real life, right? It's a TV show, and it's all about the science of happiness and coaching everyday citizens to live the lives of their dreams in one way or another. Whether that means introducing pleasure or introducing meaning in their life. So we're shopping the show around. I'm also shopping a book around right now that I wrote, all about the science of happiness, and it's based on my sort of entertainment experience as well. So.
How did you get into it? So you moved here, was it 7 years ago?
Yeah, about 6 years ago. Yeah,
6 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So what we were joking, it was like
right. Yeah, it feels
40 years in Miami time or something like that. So you were modeling. Is that when you came here to model? For
I originally worked for a Big 5 consulting firm, so I was doing a lot of executive coaching, and then I moved to Miami in an attempt to pursue an MBA degree, and it just turned out that I met an agent and I started doing modeling and I got into a little acting, and that's how I met Vanessa. Was on the show of South Beach. If you remember, we taped a TV show down here called South Beach.
Really?
Very short-lived TV show.
Where was I?
I don't know. It was on UPN, and it was discontinued. But yeah, that's originally how I met her, and then from then I just went back and got my master's in positive psychology from University of Pennsylvania, and began building my practice. And I got really lucky. I had the help of some celebrity friends and whatnot, and it's taken off since then.
And so now people can contact you if they go to the Life Center. Is that where you are?
Absolutely. I partner with Miami Life Center, and Miami Life Center is great. They do total health and wellness. They do the whole package. So it's a one-stop shop for all your health and wellness needs. And so you can give Miami Life Center, or go to MiamiLifeCenter.com, and you can look up my information there and give them a call.
Oh, look, we got Jason's dog, and that brings us to our next. Coming after the break. Thank you for joining us. Jason Harler with the Standard, whose dog just joined us, is going to be joining us on set, and we're also going to be taking a tour of Cafe Bustelo, the family-owned and operated coffee company here in Miami.
Excellent.